G'day everybody and welcome back to Greenwich Valley. It's been a couple of weeks since I've recorded some videos. I've been really busy. So unfortunately I haven't been able to record anything, but I'm back and I'm hoping that I might be able to record maybe 4 or 5 videos today while I have the opportunity. So thanks to the guys who responded in regards to whether we bail or whether we persist with loose stuff. We are going the bailing route, so we need to look at purchasing a baler at some point. I think I have one in mind, so we can do that. I want to cover this, so I'm going to cover that so that can start fermenting. The reason being is that you have a look over here. Since I've seen you last, I have done a little bit of tidying up, and I am also going to use this area for our next cut for silage, so we'll use that. I've got everything jammed in there, and actually I have crap everywhere really. Anything that doesn't really matter if it's out in the weather is sitting out here, but we will when winter comes. We'll probably put that away, put it under cover. So I bet you're all wondering exactly what happened in regards to all of the hay that we collected last time. So if you're all sitting down, cue the music, and here we go. Yes, that's right. That's all of the hay. Unbelievable how much, and there's still practically a full trailer load there, so a little bit of a mistake because we do need this space to store some of our stuff, and we're especially going to need it if we start baling, so I'm not sure how I'm going to overcome that problem. I might just have to persist with it for a while, but we'll sort of see how we go. Now, I just need to do a little bit of cleaning up in here, which we will do there, and tip that out. There we go. Alright, lovely. Now, since I've seen you last, I've also done a couple of contracts, which I did myself. So you can see we're sitting on 84,000 at the moment, which is a pretty good price, a pretty good amount of money. We need to, if we have a look, we have some growth up here on 22 and 23. Fertilization wise, we do need to do some spreading on 24, and we need to give a bit of a spread on 25. We also need to do some lime down there, which I actually thought that we did do previously. Both of those fields need ploughing, but as I said, at the end of the season, just leading into winter, we're going to plough them, get them ready for next season. So yeah, so there you go. That's that. So I put all this stuff in here, and I think the first job that we might do is we might head down and do some ploughing down on some lime spreading. Sorry, down on 25. So which is actually surprises me. I'm positive that we actually did do that. Let's have a look. No, there's definitely no lime down here, so must have been dreaming. It might have been 24 that we did, maybe. Okay, let's just get around here. Sorry, I just hit the microphone again. So I hope you're all well. You enjoying your farming? I dislike it when things get so busy that I don't end up having the opportunity to record any videos or to even play. I did this morning prior to this. Steam obviously have their March Madness sale, and I bit the bullet as anti what have we got in there? We've got lime, yes. As anti-dovetail as I am these days because of the ridiculous prices that they charge for everything, I did pick up Train Sim World for I think 31 Australian dollars, and that included 6 DLCs. So if you were thinking about buying it but you haven't purchased it yet, now might be the time to do it, because it's certainly worked out for me. So I had a little bit of play of that today, which was awesome. It's quite a good game. I came across a few bugs which I would have thought would have been ironed out by now, but they're not. I'm just going to stop here for a sec and try and turn this volume down. Hang on a sec. There you go, that's a little bit better. I was having a little bit of a volume issue there. I put Farm Sim back up to 100% on volume because I felt that I wasn't getting loud enough tractor sounds in my recordings, so I wanted to be able to go maximum volume so that I can mess with the sound levels in post. But that was very, very loud in my headphones, so I just needed to turn Windows volume down a little bit, which shouldn't affect the recording in any way, so I apologise about that. Yeah, so 6 DLCs and the base game for Train Sim World, and for 31 Australian dollars, that wasn't too bad, so I decided to buy that. So I might do some recordings of that. I don't know if any of you guys play Train Sim World, but I had Train Sim 2020 and gave up on it for exactly the same reason. It was because they were just charging ridiculous amounts for some of the stuff that really should have been in the base game. But oh well, I guess it's when there's really only one decent train sim out there, it's what we've got to do, isn't it? We're kind of stuck. We don't have a choice. So we'll get this field done, and then I think we might head down to the store. I do want to buy a manure spreader, and we do need to look at buying our baler, but I think we'll wait and hold off on our baler until our next stage of cutting is ready. So there's no point in paying for it now and paying the maintenance on it and stuff until such time as we need it. So might hold off on that, but I think we might head down the store, have a look at what manure spreaders they have, and grab one of those so that we can spread some manure, get some more stages of fertilization on these fields. Just going to have a sip of coffee. There we go. Alright. Run that down to there. So we still do have a bit of work to do at the moment on the farm, which is really good. We'll try and get some more contracts in as they come up, but on this map there seems to only be a select few fields that actually have contracts on them. I don't know whether anybody else has experienced that issue as well, but it seems kind of a little bit unusual to me. Field 20, is it field 12, field 109, just a couple that seem to have contracts on them all the time, but when I get up this end I might bring the contract screen up and watch. It'll probably prove me wrong, but we'll see. Okay. Let's park you up there for a sec. What do we got here? Contracts. These are all baling contracts. Baling contracts are okay, but man, they take a hell of a long time to do, so I'm not overly sure whether I'm interested in doing those or not, but yeah. And they're on fields, what, 1, 7, 51 and 21, but 109, 12, and I think 100. It's 100, the field that's down here, 115. They seem to be the only ones that I'm getting any contracts coming up on. So I don't know. So I got another episode of Pineapple Bay out. I hope you enjoyed that episode. That story's taking a little bit of a turn, and what you should find over the next 10 or 20 episodes of that is that story continuing, just in little snippets every time in between the farming and stuff. I hope you're enjoying the Pineapple Bay series. It's pretty fun to do. It's nice to be writing something again and writing a story again, so just trying to combine a couple of different simulators together. I'm also going to get back into trucking again, so I think I might throw a couple of videos of trucking up as well and see how they go. Yeah, so there's always plenty to do here. Always plenty of videos to do should I have the time and the desire to do the recordings. But as I said, this channel is casual. I am not here to stress out about making sure that I get videos out every certain day and, you know, like 2 or 3 videos a week. I just do it as I do it, and I think that format works alright. I don't think it's that bad. So alright, this one tidies us up here. There we go. So that's that field done, which is good. Line down on that. Won't need to do that again for a while. Enjoying this tractor very much. I'm glad that I did get this DLC, although probably in my next map it'll be before I utilise the DLC fully. As you're all aware, in this map in this play, I'm trying to make sure that I don't get a loan. So whether that works out for me or not, I'm not sure, but we'll see. Let's see if we can empty that out there. Lovely. I'm not going to need any lime again for a while, so I might as well store that away. Not that there's any room in my shed. Alright, get this base back in the shed over here, and then we might head down to the store, I think. Okay. There we go. Throw you back in here. It's actually not too bad, really. Having everything stacked in the back of this shed seems to work alright for me, so alright, off you go. Out we go. And what I want to do is I want to take the Massey down to the store. I'm thinking about selling up the selling the van, because I don't seem to be using it as much as I normally use vehicles and stuff in when I'm playing, so I'm not overly sure whether it's worth keeping hold of it, or if we do need to go down to the store or anything like that. Just put that down there. Then basically just you know, taking one of the tractors down. So I don't know, what do you think? Sell it up, utilise the money? I mean, we still do need to consider what we're going to do harvester wise when our two crops come up. We've got a barley and an oat crop growing now, and they seem to be doing alright, so we do need to consider what we're going to do harvester wise as well. And if she's just sitting down there doing nothing all the time, then alright, take this beautiful little machine down to the store. Oh, wrong side of the road. Jimmy would have a heart attack. Alright, I will see you when we get down the store, guys. Alright, we're at the store. Yeah, I was thinking it's amazing when you're doing a playthrough like this, just how little of the map you actually do see. You kind of stick to the same areas of the map, and just due to the contracts not being on all of the fields at the moment, then you sort of don't get around the map as much as what you normally would. It's quite strange, really. I'm watching somebody else do a playthrough of this one, and they're using farms that I'm not using, which is so I see a whole pile of other stuff that I don't really see on the map normally, which is pretty cool. The other thing that I was going to do, and I'm doing this for you, Jimmy, I usually keep my measuring unit for distance on kilometres, because that's you know, we're kilometres in Oz, and that's what I've done all my life. But I am going to change it over to miles for Jimmy. So that's for you, buddy. Alright, so what we need is one thing that I am going to do, and am going to purchase, and I'm purchasing this. It's probably a waste of money, but I do want to try it out, because I've had it for quite a while in my mods. I don't know where I'm going to find it, to be honest. But here we go. 3-point forklift. Now this looks pretty cool. I actually think this looks absolutely awesome, and I wouldn't mind giving it a go. So it's $5,000. It's probably $5,000 that we can't afford to spend, but I think I'm going to give it a go. Although I just realised I don't have a 3-point hitch on the front, so I would need to be using it on the back of this tractor, which mightn't be a bad thing. What do you reckon? Should we give it a go? I think we should give it a go. Why not? So it's in miscellaneous. It goes on a 3-point hitch. So, because we're going to use it on the Massey, we might do some Massey colours. Buy that. Okay, yes, I know, you know what it's like when you're playing Farm Sim. You can't help it but buy this stuff to try it out. And the other thing that we need to look at is a manure spreader. Now, I had one in mind that I wouldn't mind trying out. I said originally that we were going to try this little beast out, because, I mean, it's cheap, 8,330. But it is kind of a Russian mod, or a Russian style trailer, so I'm not overly sure whether we're going to try that out or not. And by the time you bring the capacity up a little bit, which is 18,300, yeah, you're still only at the 8,330. You don't have to pay any extra for that. Wouldn't mind trying something like this out though. Requires 120 horsepower, which is no worries, we've got that. Capacity is 14,900. You can increase the capacity to 18,000, but I don't think we need that. It's 32,800, but geez, it's a nice unit. So the logical thing for us to do would be to purchase the cheap one. And then when you have a look at this one here, which takes 10,500, that's the Farm Tech one's 27,500. But I kind of have my mind set on this one, so I think I'm going to go this beast. And I don't think we need the narrow tyres, although the narrow tyres are right, but we'll keep it at that, and we'll keep it at the 14,900 litres. So we'll purchase that as well, which needs to be our first job when we get back to the yard, is to actually fill that up and spread some manure. Alright, so I'll get this stuff back to the yard, and I will see you when I've done that. These slow traffic. Alright, back at the farm we are. Yeah, I think I might sell that up, I reckon. It's certainly going to help with our finances and stuff, especially when I'm a bit raucous with money, purchasing things that I don't necessarily need. Alright, put the park brake on. Come on, there we go, thank you. Let's see, we'll pull that up there. Morning, Moopers, morning. I did forget to actually put the time back to 5 times, which is... Alright, so if I throw this in here, that, and just bring him forward a little. There we go, that should be okay. You can disconnect him there. Go and get the bucket, and we can start loading this stuff up. Okay, so we're probably going to need, let's see, we're going to need about 14 to 15 bucket loads to fill this beast up. Front loader work is actually one of my most favourite jobs on Farm Sim. Now I could probably sit here and make you sit through this entire thing in first person view like this. However, that would probably bore the crap out of you. So if I do a time lapse and I go into a third person to do a time lapse, then I do apologise because I may not be anywhere near as good at doing front loader work in third person view. But we'll give it a go and see how we go. Alright, certainly not as pleasurable doing it in an external view as it is doing it in a from inside the cab. I enjoy the inside the cab a lot better, but that would probably make for relatively boring watching. Now I think this will probably be the last one. Yeah, it is. Alright. So we can go over and get the class, and I might head down to 25 and we'll start doing that. So I'll see you down on 25 and then we can come back here again and fill up again. Okay. So we'll leave this fella here. Alright, I'll see you when we're down at 25. Here we are down at 25. Not sure how much spread we're going to get on this, but we'll see as we go. So I might time lapse this one for you as well. Let's have a look. So there you go, we almost got that field done with one trailer load. If we have a look at the map now. Alright, so we're getting another stage of fertilization down on here, which is awesome. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head back and I am going to get another load of manure, finish this field off, and but I'll call this one quits for now, and I will see you in the next episode of Greenwich Valley, which I think is episode number 17. I think this one's 16. I really should know that. So let me know what you think. Should we sell up that Rambler van and look at utilising that money in some other way, or what should we do? Be nice if you let me know what you thought. So until next time, keep farming. Happy days, And thanks for watching. See ya.